Welcome aboard, fellow YouTube modelers. Today I'm going to show you how I install a sound decoder in this Athearn. This is an Athearn GP40-2LW, I think it is. I don't know, whatever designation. It's a Canadian National, obvious. I'm not going to take the foam out because the shell's going to disappear pretty quick anyways. I have here in my hands an Econami with a 21 pin, and I'm going to use that along with a Nixtrainz Decoder Buddy with a 21 pin right here under my thumb, and I've got 2 sugar cube speakers and 2 enclosures, and what else? Oh, there's a TCS KA-2 right there. So I'm going to put a Keep Alive, Decoder Buddy, Sound Decoder, Econami, and 2 speakers, all in there. I don't know how I'm going to do it. No, I do. But yeah, it seems like a lot. The first step is to get the shell off. By the way, this has ditch lights on it, and I believe they're LEDs. This was has a decoder in it already. The previous owner installed just a non-sound decoder in it, and I want to have a sound decoder in it. Oh, what else? The other thing I was curious about, it has I think there's surface mount LEDs going up to the headlight in the front and the headlight in the back, or the backup light, but I think there's lights coming up to the number boards. There's another set of wires going up that way into the cab. So right now I don't know how to turn the light on, so once we get this all wired up, we'll have to figure that out. The thing I like about the Nixtrainz Decoder Buddy is that you can wire up all of those auxiliary functions like the lights onto this little board right here, which has a plug in it, and you can remove it. It's a great little thing, and it of course also has the 21 pin connector on it. Yeah, so let's get to work. Okay, Phillips screws for the couplers. I think this has KD scale size couplers on it too. Screw extractor, here we go. Come on. Now, stand back. There we go. Okay, drive unit, reveal yourself. So, I have to remove this board here. I'm going to have to take the weight out because this is where my speakers are going to go. What else? Oh, the Keep Alive is probably going to have to go back here too. So, screwdriver. Get the weight out of the way. I suppose I can unplug the lights. I'm not sure. This, I presume, is an Athearn board. DCC ready board. Oh, did I mention this is Athearn Genesis, by the way? Not a bad engine. I was test running it on our club layout a couple days ago, and it was a little bit, I don't know, I want to say jerky. It kind of pulsated as it went down the tracks. After a while of running, it smoothed out a lot. So there's my light plugs, and those are going to go onto the Nixtrainz board when I get to that point. So the way I do decoder is like anything else when you're mounting stuff. I'm going to start with the basic functions. I want to get the track power through to the decoder. I want to get the motor power out of the decoder. So those are going to be the first steps. Obviously, I got to take out this board. I will probably also wire up the or pre-wire the speakers, just because when I'm soldering, I might as well, when I have the soldering iron going, I might as well do that too. So yeah, pardon me if I reach around. It'd be nice if that goo would let go. There we go. Okay. Next step. Somebody was supposed to turn on my soldering iron for me. Alright, I think my soldering iron might be warm enough now. Maybe. Come on. There we go. What does R&B stand for? Rhythm and blues? Don't know. Motor C and motor 0. MC and MG. Motor ground. Okay, so black is negative. Okay. I think I could cut this off. Those are probably plenty long enough. I'm not going to worry about cutting those two. Alright. Wire cutter should we? There we go. Look at that big D train. Athearn mount, I presume that says. Athearn mount 1. Okay. That can go in the trash as far as I'm concerned. So, this will be our right pickup. And Decoder Buddy. Oh, in the name of full disclosure, I do not do my videos all at one time, so I will do a little bit now, and I will do a little bit tomorrow, and a little bit the day after. Because I do get tired of doing this after a while. Okay. So in order to get at the wiring underneath here, I'm going to have to remove the little daughter board, or whatever you want to call this. So track power going there and there, and our motor leads are going to be over there. And then I just need to figure out what I need to put in over here. S and S, I think, are speakers. Yep. So our speaker leads are going to go to those two, except the speaker's going to be on the back end, so I'll put them over here instead. And I'm going to need to get something in here. I could probably cut this down and lower it a little bit. I didn't check. I should have checked the vertical clearance before I go too much further. But I can chop these down to start with. Give myself a little more clearance. Whoa. Look out. You have your eye protection? Okay. Okay. Alright, I now have the Decoder Buddy in place with double-sided foam tape, and I need to attach the wire leads, electrical leads. There's quite a bit of extra wire sticking out there. Okay, it's not over the pad. One thing you will notice on my videos, by the way, not much there's nothing I can do about it. My hands shake a lot. It's a problem that I have, and it's, yeah, I have no control over it. As long as I'm breathing, it's going to do that. Okay. Pardon my boarding house reach. While the camera was off, I pre-tinned the... Okay, why is this so short? Anybody got a wire stretcher out there, please? Oh. If you notice, the previous owner put a little extra wire in there. Guess what? Someplace I have some spare pieces of wire. Be right back. Okay, back again. Got the wire stretcher on there. I've got the motor leads hooked up. I've got the motherboard off, or the baby board, whatever you call that, daughter board. Let's see. So what I should do now, not sure I will, but I should. Is that all the way on? I should put the decoder on there and test it out on my test track. So I will take you, I'll tell you what, I'll bring you back after I've tested it. I'm not going to take my camera over there and bring it back and forth. Oh, I don't know if I showed you, but on the back of the Decoder Buddy packaging is suggestions, recommendations, and how to find their website for more suggestions and questions and facts and things like that. Okay, I just pushed the decoder into position on the 21 pin connector and took it over to my test track, and it goes forward when I want it to go forward, and it goes backwards when I want it to go backwards. Two important things. So it means I have the polarities correct. I need to now work out, whoa, I see some bare wires right there. So that's going to have to be dealt with before I go any further. Okay, so next process, I guess, is going to be speakers and lights. I don't know which way I'm going to do that. Probably do the speakers next. Yeah. Which is more important? Well, the speakers are more fun, so. Now, since I'm going to wire these duplicated, I'm going to have two of them. I've got two speakers and two enclosures. Sugar cube. Now these things fit super tight. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get two in here now that I think about it. How am I going to fit two into that space? Don't know. But anyways, you put these two pieces together. You can put the speakers just in this one end of the enclosure if you have less space. If you want more, you know, bass volume or more volume, you want to put the riser in there as well. The thing about the risers is that you need to shave off the inside. These things fit so tight. you have to shave a little bit off the inside of, I'll show you. In case you haven't done this before. Those of you who have, fast forward. Is that showing up in the light? Along here, you need to shave off a little bit. And be sure and get all the shavings out of there so they don't get into the speaker when you're done. But if you look at it, the enclosure bends in a little bit. You can push them out. I've done it, but most people shave them. There we go. I think I got it started. Anyways, I'm going to do this off cam and bring you back when she's done. I have one of the cabinets together with the speaker, and this one I haven't put into place yet. You have to be really careful with these things. Be careful when you're putting them in place. And make sure, oh, by the way, again, if you haven't done this before, make sure you put the speaker in the box with the little contact sticking up, like that. I was helping a friend do an installation, and I said to put the speaker in the box for me while I solder up some stuff, and he put it with the contacts facing down. Okay. Great. It also helps if you put this in, I don't know how you say it, but equally slide it in, because right now it's so tight it won't go in. So I need to pry it out somehow carefully. Okay. So I try and get it started on all four sides and then slowly slide it a little at a time. Okay, what's stopping now? Oh, now it's one side is up. Try it again. Oh, there it goes. Push down this side, this end, until it's all the way down. Boom. Okay. That's done. Now I need to solder the contacts, the wires onto the contacts. The best way to do this is to use something like pliers or your wire cutters to hold the magnet down. Again, if you've done this before, you know how to do it. You don't need to listen to me rant on. Otherwise, what'll happen is when you get over here with the soldering iron, the magnet on the speaker will be attracted to the soldering tip, and you'll have them stuck together, and you can destroy the speaker doing that. So yeah, I've got to get some wires. How long are they going to be? So I've got to get some wires ready. I will pre-tin them and bring you back when those are ready to solder on. All right, I'm going to live dangerously and try and show this to you. There are other people who do a lot better job of this than I. If you look at the Soundtraxx website, George will show you how to wire decoder speakers. Larry Puckett does a really good job on his videos of showing you how to do this. So check out Larry Puckett model railroading videos. So what I want to do is I want to hook that purple wire to this contact right here. The wire is pre-tinned, the contacts are pre-tinned. And what I think I should have done probably is solder the wire so that it's coming towards the back of the speaker. See? That little magnet just works so well. So I should have, I think, wired it this way instead of this way. But I think we can make it work. As long as the magnet doesn't get attracted to anything else. Come on. And of course you want to get in there quick and get out quick. There we go, we have a good strong bond. And you want to make sure that you don't have any solder or wire touching the speaker backing. Yep. So I think she's all set there. So the only thing I need to do is I have one contact either coming in or going out, whatever way you want to think of the electrons flowing. I need to hook another wire onto this one, and then I will hook this wire and the wire to this contact to our two speaker tabs, buttons, pads on the Decoder Buddy. Alright, you also notice that I am using both purple and brown wires for this. I don't know, you can use any color you want, I think. Don't think it really matters. I usually personally like to use purple wire for speakers. It's just my own personal. Come on. So I got the wire pre-tinned and I have the contact pre-tinned, so if I can just get my hand to steady. Okay, I got the speakers wired up off camera. So now what I need to do is put a plastic plate here to mount the speakers onto, and I think the Keep Alive will fit up here, up behind the cab. At least I hope. So that'll be the next process, and that's going to have to be tomorrow. I got to take a break. Welcome back. Today is a new day, and I have installed the speakers. You can see that I put a piece of 040 styrene down here where the weight used to sit, and the speakers are wired in right there, and hopefully I should double check and make sure that there's no solder bridging of the pads here. Looks a little tough right there. Okay, I've got the speakers in, so before I test it, I'm going to take them over and test it in a minute here. Before I do that, I want to check those pads, make sure there's no short. And next step, I guess, will be the headlights, and I have to figure out where the Keep Alive is going to solder. So as you can hear, we do have noises. The speakers are working. Let's go the other forward. Okay. Now, prime mover sounds. That's should be a 645 turbo. So I need to set CV123 to 1. So program on the main, yes, yes. CVs, yes. 123. Enter, and I want 1. And I'm going to change the horn to a Nathan P3. So that's CV120 to number 4, I believe. 4. Yep. Let's see what it sounds like. Let's hear what it sounds like. Cool. And it'll probably be louder when we get the shell in place. So far so good. We need lights and a Keep Alive. Next. So here I have the headlights and the backup light connected. There's our headlight, and there's the common. The commons go to these 4 pads up on the top here, or these, 5 or 6 down on the bottom. and this is the auxiliary, or what do they call it? Function 0 forward and function 0 reverse. And I still haven't done the ditch lights. I think I'm going to go those to auxiliary 1 and 3 or 1 and 2. Trying to remember how I did it last time. So yeah, that'll be the next step, is to do the ditch lights. And you notice that I've left these leads on here. The previous owner was nice enough to put the blue and white, yellow, and green wires on here, so I would know where things are supposed to go. Oh, there's only one lead, so I guess I'm going to put it to auxiliary 1 right there. So I'll put the green to that lead, or that pin, pin, and the blue can go over here. Okay, so now let's do a test. You can see we have the backup light on. Is that showing? Adjust the camera a smidgen. Backup light is showing. It's making noises. Let's turn the noises off for a minute so I can concentrate. And hopefully headlight. Nice and bright. How do I turn function 1 on? I forget. Is it 24? So at this point, everything is wired up. The one thing I need to do still is program the ditch lights, but I have the speakers working and they're mounted in position. I have the keep alive in position and it's wired up. I'll show you here. Lift it off one track and it keeps going. So the keep alive is hooked up. I found the suggested wiring diagram from a friend of mine. He said to wire it to the U plus pad and the ground pad. So blue goes to U plus and black goes to ground. And I don't know if you can see it. I tried to zoom in and it doesn't focus when I zoom in, so the LED throws off the autofocus. So the last thing I need to do is get the shell in place, obviously, and program the ditch lights to work only in the forward direction. And I'm still trying to figure that one out. Okay, welcome back. I did a little research last night on the interweb, and thank you very much to George at Soundtraxx. He did a nice video on lighting effects, and I think it was like the Hyperlight, I can't remember the title of it, but I think it was Hyperlight effects or something to that effect. I've got the ditch lights on. Their FX3 is set with F24 on your controller, and then I had to look up, since I use North Coast, I had to look up how to get to function 24 on my pad, and you hold down the shift key and the 0 key, hit it twice, and then you put in the number 4. So I can show you that here if you want. Function key, hit it twice, hit the 0 twice, and up here it says F20 to 28, and I hit the number 4 and the ditch lights go off. Do it again. 0, 0. I'm in the F20 to 28, hit the number 4, and the ditch lights are on. Now, what I want to do is I want to have the ditch lights come on with the headlights. So, these are my notes. A lot of hen scratching there. So, what I'm saying here is CV 1.259 or 1.259 is what controls FX3, which is what the ditch lights are set to. So what I need to do is to set CV 1.259 to 0. Alright. Yeah. So how do we get to 1.259? First step is to go to programming. I don't know if I can get this all in the camera here. So I'm going to hit Program Escape, Program on the main, and program that engine, yes. I want to do CVs, and I want to go to CV32, enter, and I want a value of 1, enter. Now I get to the 259, so I hit 2, 5, 9, and enter, and I want to set the value to 0. That means that function 0, the headlight function, will control the FX3 on the decoder. Hit enter, and I should be all set. Let's see what happens. So right now I'm going forward, reverse, all 3 lights go out, backup light is on. Yay! Excellent. Program just the way I want it. All I need to do now, I think, well, if I want to be a real stickler, I probably should put some SMDs up here on the number boards, but I try not to get that picky about stuff. There's already wire management issues going on in there. It's a spaghetti bowl. I think all I need to do is get the shell set in place. I need to, like I said, it's a bit of a spaghetti bowl, so I need to look at the wiring and see what I can do to clean it up a little bit under there. Alright, here we have the GP40-2L Athearn Genesis all completed. You see I got the couplers back on, headlights are working. Can't see the backup light working. Trust me, it is. I had to do a little bit more wire management under the hood. I used some there's some sticky gunk, moose snot, I think it's called Uhu, that Larry Puckett likes to use, and I used that to hold some of the wires up for the rear light and some of the wiring for the keep alive, those sort of things. I also did a little bit of wiring. See, the ditch lights wires were run up through the cab, but the headlight wires were run under the cab and up and around, and there's a weight that goes right behind the cab, and I was afraid they were going to get pinched, so I ran the wires up through the cab for the headlight. And in the process I moved the cab interior a little bit and discovered that the number boards are solid plastic up here. They're not clear, so as far as I can tell, they're not lightable. So I don't have to put an SMD up there. Woohoo! Yay! Okay, I will try to remember to put this information in my notes down below the video here, and I hope you take a look at that, and I hope this helps you out. If you do like this video, and especially if it helped you, please leave a thumbs up down below. That helps me. It helps you. It doesn't cost you anything, and it might help you get other recommended videos in the future. So thank you very much for watching. I'm glad you got this far. Have fun with your model raring out there. Bye for now.